Vala was tidying up her fishing boat by the shore, when a piece of black cloth suddenly flew in and turned into a sail. Her little boat shot forward as if an engine had been installed, riding the wind straight out to sea. Helpless, Vala drifted farther and farther away. Before long, she arrived near a small island. Only then did she realize the black cloth was a wizard's cloak. He had deliberately used magic to abduct Vala, clearly plotting something unspeakable. Trembling with fear inside a cave, Vala suddenly had an idea. She pulled out a strand of her hair, muttered an incantation at the cave entrance, and threw it out. At that very moment, her fiancé Lemon was hunting in the mountains. He happened to see an eagle chasing a white dove. Just as he drew his bow, Vala's hair landed on the arrow. Before his eyes, the eagle and dove transformed into the wizard and Vala. Lemon instantly realized something had happened to her. He rushed to inform Vala's brother, the blacksmith Aiel. Aiel was forging a sword sharp enough to cut iron like mud. When he heard the news, he flew into a rage and decided to rescue Vala together with Lemon. They cut down the thickest tree in the village, hollowed out the trunk, and made a small boat. Then they set off straight toward the wizard's island. But they were spotted the moment they approached. The wizard waited on the shore with his men, watching like hawks. Fearless, Lemon demanded they hand over Vala. The wizard said fighting would only hurt harmony. If they wanted Vala back, it was simple. Just pass his trials. The first trial was plowing land in the Valley of 10,000 Snakes. The wizard assumed this would scare them off. Instead, the two went confidently. Taking advantage of the moment, the wizard ordered their boat smashed. So even if they succeeded, they'd never return. Aiel swung his massive hammer against stone. No one truly knew how incredible his forging skills were. Anything he desired, he could create. This time, he forged a blazing fire horse. Lemon brought over an iron plow for the field. Calm and composed, the two led the horse and plow straight through the Valley of Snakes. Seeing the valley fail to stop them, the wizard smugly led them to the shore to show them their boat smashed to pieces. To his surprise, they didn't care at all. Aiel lifted his great hammer once more. A mighty, imposing prow slowly took shape in the flames. His hammer could forge anything in the world. And now, he needed a boat. Soon, a new boat was born from the fire, sparks flying as it charged toward the sea, capsizing all the wizard's men's rickety boats. The wizard looked furious on the surface, but inside he was ecstatic. He demanded that Aiel forge him a mountain of treasure. Once it was finished, Vala would be released. Aiel had them bring a swan and a sheep. He took one feather from the swan and one tuft of wool from the sheep, threw them into the flames, and finally tossed in a handful of rice. Then Aiel raised his hammer and began forging. Before long, the treasure mountain started to take shape. When it fully emerged, water was poured over it to extinguish the flames. The wizard was nearly blinded by the sight. The treasure mountain shone with dazzling light, gold ingots endlessly rolling down its sides. With trembling hands, the wizard grabbed the gold, overjoyed, and immediately released Vala. The three boarded the boat and set off for home. Vala listened as Lemon recounted how he had saved her. When she learned that her brother Aiel had forged a treasure mountain for the wizard to rescue her, she was overwhelmed with guilt. Because of her, Illinois had aided evil. Seeing this, Lemon decisively jumped into the sea, determined to return to the island and destroy the treasure mountain. The wizard welcomed him politely on the surface, but insisted no weapons could be brought into the cave. Lemon obediently set down his sword. He followed the wizard to the mountain, but the wizard secretly picked up a venomous snake and bit Lemon on the neck. He then ordered his men to throw the unconscious Lemon into the sea. Lemon's mother sensed something was wrong and went to ask a great tree about his whereabouts. The tree told her Lemon had gone to the wizard's island. She then asked the mountain. The mountain told her Lemon had been bitten by a venomous snake. In despair, she asked the sunlight. The sunlight told her Lemon had been thrown into the sea. The mother immediately walked toward the ocean, walking atop the waves as if on solid ground. She soon reached the wizard's island and stood by the shore, begging the sea to return her son. As she cried out for her drowned Lemon, the sea churned violently and truly placed Lemon upon a reef. Carrying Lemon's body, she rode the waves away and went to the foot of the mountain to beg it to save him. The mountain told her to smear soil on Lemon's mouth. Sure enough, Lemon reacted. She then sought help from the great tree. The tree generously gave her some sap. She sprinkled the sap on Lemon's face. He moved again, but still did not awaken. With no choice left, she prayed once more to the sunlight. A beam of sunlight shone upon Lemon. Before long, Lemon fully awakened. After enduring countless hardships to save him, he was desperate to return for revenge. His mother couldn't stop him and had to let him go. This time, Lemon was more cautious. He hid at the cave entrance to observe. The wizard was collecting gold with his men. One greedy lackey secretly pocketed a piece. He was quickly attacked by the others. Amid the chaos, Lemon slipped into the cave and slashed open the bag that stored the wizard's mist. In an instant, the cave filled with thick fog. The wizard hurriedly waved his hand, forcing the mist back into the bag. But when the fog cleared, the treasure mountain was destroyed. Lemon was already drifting away on a raft. The wizard immediately ordered the wind bag opened. The calm sea erupted into violent winds and waves. The small raft was quickly overturned. Fortunately, Lemon followed the wind and made it safely home, bringing back the essence of the treasure mountain. Soon, he and Vala were married. But the wizard could not accept the loss of his treasure. Like a bat, he silently infiltrated the island, gazing at the moon hanging high in the sky. An idea struck him. He stole the sun itself and hid it inside a cave. Without the sun, the world grew colder and colder. The villagers decided to unite against the wizard. This time, they chose sound as their weapon. The village elders used music to lull the wizard's men into sleep. Seeing he had no helpers left, The wizard turned himself into stone to block the cave entrance, but Lemon shattered him with a single sword strike. The sun slowly returned to the sky, and the frozen land melted, warmth returning to the world once more.